Howdy. Some days ago, I was putting something into the trash bin in the kitchen, and then I noticed for the first time what's written on this box. And I thought that's really funny. It has been there probably all the time. I haven't really noticed it ever. And I thought, yeah, it's here where part of the revolution is happening. Because there has been, throughout human's history, a billion songs about revolution, about making the world a better place. And it just never worked out. Didn't really matter how good the song was or how big the band was. It just seems that it just doesn't work. So, since I am not a scientist, some time ago I figured out that what I do is basically art. Thai art is science. And I've been thinking about that. Is there any way to see if there's like any potential in the band? Let's just imagine I would be a band. I have been in a band. And then I thought that, yeah, like if someone makes music who hasn't been on any music school, conservatory, or whatsoever, he's not a professional musician because he doesn't have any paper, but he knows how to play a guitar. And he might join a band and he might have his first gigs and then they made an album and stuff like that. It would be somehow tell you that the band or like the guitar player is good in what he's doing. So I thought that, yeah, I'm a layman, I'm not a scientist or whatsoever. Independent research or natural philosopher are just observations. There aren't any titles with means of self-entitling me. They're just descriptions. So I took a few minutes and created this picture. It's an ode to the band Thai Art is Murder. I recommend you to. I will put a link below to one of their songs. You will get the idea. But anyway, today it has been cloudy. And I took many pictures, and I will show you a few of them. This was probably the first one I took. And I have to tell you, I am a bit disappointed on how the camera didn't really catch the colors. I was really struggling with that because it was very colorful. This is the sunset, obviously. The sun isn't visible anymore. It's behind the horizon already. And here on the right side, like I said before, it was much more colorful than you can see here in the picture. It was amazing, but for some reasons the camera didn't really pick it up. I took a high format of the same thing because there has been interesting clouds also above or more or less above my head, and they are like crisscrossing. That's why I enhanced this picture a bit in order for you to see that. They were rather faint, but they were crisscrossing, and there is this kind of a line which goes through the whole thing, which was also very interesting. This is somewhat a similar picture, this is actually somehow the main focus of the whole scene, but those clouds which are in the center of the picture are equally interesting. Yeah, it's the same sky after all. Then also these one here, they have this kind of a vertical structure to them. Yeah, Earth's electric field is vertical. Despite I was doing something else there, I had to every now and then take a closer look at this, how it's developing. Try to make some pictures. And I also got very intrigued by this line up here, which seems to be some kind of a double layer or something. And it was very bright. It doesn't really shine through here in the picture. And as you probably know, that's moving all the time, constantaneously. So that's a small video about the same thing. And you probably will notice how hard it was for it to keep somehow the focus and trying to catch the colors. It doesn't really look like, but this was very bright. It was as the sun was shining. And the front, yeah, the front is here because the whole thing moves in that direction. They started to form a snout. And you can see the clouds here. They are moving rather quickly. And they are rather low clouds, I guess. And like I have to mention this just one time again. It was very hard, or obviously you can see it's not much, there isn't much color to it. But there was. The camera just didn't pick it up for some reasons. Yeah, there's snow, obviously. This made me once again think about dragons. Now let's go just through the pictures. Yeah, that's probably not the best quality. Yeah, that's a fun picture. There just should be way more colors to that. You can see a little bit of this yellow, blue, red, green. And here's the dragon. And up here there's also stuff going on. We have ripples. Now that's a slightly enhanced picture. I tried to pull forth the colors, but it's no match to the real thing. In other words, seeing this with my own eyes was very, very inspirational. This is yet another picture, another one. We have those ripples here. There is still this very faint line here. This is unedited. This is one trick in order to get some of the colors a bit better. And it seems as the sun was setting, it was easier for the camera to pick up some of the colors. I wish I would have had a good camera and stuff. This would have been amazing pictures. I mean, you know, seeing this makes one think. Berkeley current, that's why the dragon has always the mouth open. As Victor Schauberger says, a river doesn't flow downwards, it winds its way forward. So I do think this is the same thing here. We have twisted filaments which go like this, and they are winding themselves forward. That's why there is this, let's say, opening. The mouth of the dragon. And maybe here in this picture you can see how bright that was. Like, it was very bright. Yeah, that's an overview over the scene, so to say. Yeah, like I said, the sun has been setting some time ago. We have ripples. And the shape changed, and also it was easier for the camera to pick up the colors. Now you probably know what I mean with. It's a pity that I don't have a better camera. Yeah, colors. Check this out. That's amazing. There might be some heavy snowfall coming on, like 24 hours or something. Big storm sweeping over Finland, but there might be more to the whole story than just snowfall in winter. Yeah, I tried to pick up the ripples, but it didn't work. And please note how the clouds are moving. They are rather fast moving. Rather grainy footage, but much better than no footage at all. Just really struggling. Difficult conditions for such a weak camera. Yeah, and it continued actually here on the right side. You can see a bit more. And I even figured out to lift my hand a bit in order to see over the roof. Yeah, it's with this camera, it's either bright or colorful, but in reality, it has been both at the same time. Like really amazing colors. Hmm. Yeah, actually, now when I look at this looks like a pike. And the pike is rather often mentioned in the Kalevala, the Finnish national epos. Yeah, maybe that's the best picture of the thing, where you can see the most colors. And I just really wonder what's going on. What's the thing behind that? Some ionospheric disturbances or crack in Earth's magnetic field in daytime? And this has been there for several hours. And I knew that there is geomagnetic activity expected and stuff going on in the sun with X flares and stuff like that. So this, I can't help to understand this as geomagnetic related activity in the upper atmosphere. Is this something like daytime aurora? Clouds are plasma. The auroras are plasma too. There's another video. Check it out. Yeah, it gets better. The sun was setting more, so it wasn't that bright anymore. But as you can see, it's very hard for the camera to get somehow a good picture of that. And this looks in a way like a huge plasmoid. What I found really interesting was that it has been almost stationary. These are some other very bright clouds. They weren't that colorful, but still very bright. And then these are the last pictures here. I just somehow tried to show you how bright that thing was. You know, the sun has been setting for 1.5 or 2 hours already. And there's still that thing there. Then it turned a little bit more red, but it still was very bright. So imagine this has been there for 2 hours, 3 hours, or something like that. This is the last picture I took. And then a little time later, maybe an hour or something, we had auroras. Yeah, that's an unsharp picture. That's maybe a bit sharper, but you can see the auroras. No, that's not sharp. That's neither sharp. Yeah, it's a bit hard because the lens is so long open. But I found this line very interesting. Yeah, it's not sharp. Yeah, now we have a sharp picture. Green lights over the barn. This is where I have been and took some of the other pictures we just watched. A3 Anomalies Observatory. We have some purple also. Yeah, that was pretty cool for one day. One day events. Yeah, that's a rather sketchy picture. There should be the moon somewhere, but with freehand it's a bit hard. Let's let's end it with this one maybe. That's a cool thing. Anyway, there has been something in the sky today to see for those who want to see things. You know, there has been many days of constant, like, cloudy. You didn't see anything. Everything was gray and it was snowing. There was nothing to see. Today, it was very cool to observe the skies and look at the plasma. Anyway, this was just some random picture show from today. Dragons and Northern Lights. Thanks.